Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to The Voice Within. Starting with today's conversation, I'm going to begin mini series of summer episodes. Each one of the conversation coming forward, I think 5 or 6 episodes, it's going to be blending into each other and complementing each other. However, you will be able to listen them individually based on your need in life, or if you want to listen them one by one to get the fuller picture and context of the things I'm trying to explain in each one of the episodes. Every conversation that we're going to have during this mini series of 5-6 episodes is going to be talking about the middle point. Middle point of what? Well, I have noticed that many women cannot hold two truths or two opposite things at the same time. So either is that or either is this. Either I am gentle or I have spine. Each one of this conversation is going to be talking about that middle point between two opposites. How do we reach in that place of flexibility? How do we reach in the place where we can do both without betraying ourselves? That middle point is the place where we protect our dignity, where we learn about boundaries, and where we learn discernment. So the first conversation, we're going to be talking about two opposites, which are gentleness and spine. Either I'm warm, either I'm gentle, either I allow everything, either I'm easygoing with everybody, or I have spine, I am cold, I'm setting boundaries, the people perceive me like arrogant. But here is the problem with this two opposite. If we are too gentle, if we are too warm, without having the spine, we will collapse. And if we have spine without gentleness, then we become too cold and harsh. So our point shouldn't be in life either this or that. Our point should be middle point where the dignity is born. I don't want to harm you, but I don't want to betray myself. And if you observe your life, you will see that we are usually explained and given either that or that, never that middle point where we have to have a little bit more maturity to understand, okay, I don't have to be rude, but either I don't have to allow everything. I can be in that middle place. What we usually learn in our life is gentle or strong, sacrifice completely or be selfish, keep quiet or speak constantly, no boundaries, or be cold and harsh with the boundaries. This is why we have such a discomfort. How do I set boundaries without offending other people? How do I protect myself when I feel I'm betraying myself, but at the same time, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be a bad person for other people. And this is completely understandable. None of us want to feel like we are rude to people. None of us want to feel that we are harming people when we protect ourselves. We are craving actually that middle point. This is why we struggle so much, because we don't know that middle principle which says, I don't want to lose myself in this, but I don't want to harm you either. And that place, in my opinion, is higher emotional intelligence. And it's completely understandable that maybe we didn't had chance in our life to learn it. What we have learned in our experience, mostly when I'm open, when I'm gentle, I feel like people are using me. And if I have boundaries, I feel that I'm too cold and the people don't like it. We learn in our life that if we love others, that means that we need to lose ourselves. We learn that if we speak, we create conflict. And then on the end, if I try to protect myself, then I am selfish. So that middle point is not some magical place. It's the place where we understand that our words and the way we shape them, they have impact on other people. One of my previous podcast episodes, I was talking about delivery and impact. We are responsible for our intention. What is our intention? At the same time, we are responsible. How do we deliver the things that we speak? But then how the people receive it, we cannot influence that. So we have to be mindful about the things that are leaving our mouth. What is in our control? My thought process, my intention. What do I want to create in another person with the words I'm speaking? So we have to be mindful about impact we are creating on another person, but how the other person receive it, we never can influence. Sometimes no matter how much we try, people will receive it based on their own level of awareness, understanding, projection, or whatsoever. But we often think, for example, if we take boundaries, that if we tell them softly and gently, that they are not holding. Because we learn somewhere in life that boundary is supposed to be harsh. And this is because we usually observe people setting boundaries when they reach the edge. So of course, once we swallow something for too long, boundary after that comes very harsh and very cold, because at that point, we don't care anymore how another person will be affected. We just want to protect ourselves. If we start setting boundaries gently earlier, while we still have control around the way we delivering the thing, then boundaries, the same words, can land completely differently on another person. So basically what we are trying to do is, I will be gentle in my delivery, but I'm not going to lose myself. I will still say what I want to say. I will still protect my boundaries. I will still draw the line, but the way I do it, I will be mindful. I will not wait until resentment piles up in me. Then I rage on the people. I will speak before I reach that point. So the point in this is not to become reactive, but to become responsive. And responsive means I am responding to the signals inside of myself, and I am self-led woman. I act based on that response. I don't wait to reach a reactive point where I cannot control my words and then I explode on the people. I set boundaries way before because I'm trying to preserve my dignity. Two opposites can exist together. We can have, I love you, but I will not betray myself for you. I can understand your emotions, your problems without carrying it in my body. I can speak without offending anyone. This is the work of self-led woman, because self-led woman, her highest point is actually preserving dignity. Because when you think about it, it doesn't feel dignified to lose control and to set boundaries harshly. I did it many times in my life, and honestly, every time when I did it, yes, I got some result of protecting myself, but I usually felt very embarrassed after. I had that sting inside of myself. Why did I went so low? Why did I speak like that? Why I couldn't control myself? I could say that better. So over the lifetime, over growing, I honestly reached the point where I said to myself, I'm not going to allow myself anymore to feel inside of myself that way. It's not anymore about how other people see it or receive it. It's about how I feel about myself. So the middle point is where the self-led woman lives. She is preserving her dignity by, let's say, setting boundaries, speaking gently while she still has control over her words. And the most crazy part, especially for the woman, right? We keep it, then we become resentful, then we rage, then we feel guilty, like I said, like I felt inside of myself for not being able to hold ourselves in front of other people. We think that something is wrong with us. We think that, I don't know, we are too explosive, too reactive, and basically it's just a skill. It's a skill of recognizing the signals inside of your body and using those signals to speak and deliver your boundaries or your words in a way and time where it's appropriate, where your dignity is preserved. You can stay warm and gentle and still say no with a smile on your face. So we have gentleness and we have no, which is fine. You can be warm and gentle and leave the room that doesn't fit you anymore. You can be warm and gentle and speak truth without betraying yourself and your dignity. You can be gentle and warm to the people and still protect your time, protect your peace, protect your values and your standards. Also, what we often do is when we have issue with how people behave, we often try to ask them or to explain them to agree with us. So like before we set boundaries, before we protect ourselves, we first try to explain and get agreement from the people that we are allowed to set our boundaries. So if you agree, if you think that the reason I want to set boundaries is justified, then I will set boundaries. And why do we do this? Because when somebody else agrees with us having, let's say, boundaries, then we don't feel like a bad one. But if you think logically, that's not realistic. That would be like this. Somebody is speaking rude to you, then you explain them why that is rude, and then you're waiting for them to say, oh yeah, right, that was rude, so you have right to protect yourself from me. The people get sense of us. They feel our standards and value based on the way we protecting them, based on the signals we sending. So if we waiting for approval from the people for our standards, standards, they perceive it like, okay, this is negotiable. But if we draw the line with a smile gently, as soon as the boundary is crossed, then people immediately get reflection of how they should behave with us. I would say that gentleness is the way you carry your spine without being cruel. So our question usually, especially around boundaries, is should I be this or should I be that? Should I speak or should I stay quiet? Should I set boundaries or no boundaries? But the question should be, how do I deliver boundaries gently, on time, before I collapse into the rage and preserve my own dignity? And the thing is, once you do it just once with dignity preserved, once you focus more on, okay, how do I stay true to myself, to my standards? How do I become that woman who can hold that middle point? Once you feel it just once, your confidence will go skyrocket. And once you feel it that, well, actually people respect it when I deliver it gently with smile, then you're not going to be that much afraid anymore to set your boundaries on time. Then you're going to know, as soon as I feel that discomfort inside of my body, this is the time when I need to speak. I don't wait until resentment piles up, then I rage. I do it ahead of time because I am self-led woman and I am responsible with the way I carry myself and my dignity. That's all for today in this first series of summer episode. See you next week with the next one. Bye.